You're like a piece of glass left there on the beach. Why is that? Is it because you're dangerous? Or is it because you're sharp? You're like a piece of glass, sharp in the sand of the sea. Because that's what the world and the offspring will be. It'll be as the sand of the sea. But you gotta be sharp like a piece of glass. Left there on the beach. I believe if that's the bench over there. Someone was sitting over there, dressed in like black, just out of reach. My wife was just out of reach, right there. As Bono is leaning this way, what he looks like is someone that's, let me just start with a sample I'm trying to find. When you're like this, you could be sitting in a roller coaster ride going up. Going up. Yeah, like an astronaut is set in place in that position, but on a roller coaster ride, right before they're getting ready to go up. So there's a blue C-net right here. I didn't know there was a C or a net or what color it was before I walked up and recorded the wild horses. And then even at the same time, there's a blue horse cover on this wild horse here. So did Judas. So he asked you to, and it's showing a horse's ass. Here comes Q. And that was just for me, the horse. Looked at me like, wanna go for a ride? And so as he's saying, who's going to drown your blue sea? I'm coming across the blue C-net. And a blue sea and a net ride wild horses in the sea gets blue and it's a net, and that's how you catch people. So there he goes. 2 videos to make it complete. Riding wild horses, leaning back as if you're in a roller coaster ride, riding wild horses, but also wild horses, where I made the original video about the blue sea net. That's a wild ride, I'll tell you. And then the way Bono's leaning back, he's explaining how it's also wild wood, nibbles wood away wild horses. Blue Sea, Seaport Pier. Spin as I spin around a corner. Hand directions going the same as the fence, the horse's skin. Now right here, he's hopping on the horse. Not only that, but he wants to show you his nose direction to the horse's nose direction. The only reason we didn't lay down on the beach as we're walking it's the same reason why the audio sounds so terrible, because the wind was blowing so bad that I had a, like the patio, the thick, you sit on it, it's comfortable. I had that to lay on the beach, and I just held the end, and 6 feet of the rest was like just blown in that direction. So that's why we laid over by the side from the wind. So as we're going down there, there was also a problem with the wind. As the blue sea passes by, as his nose is the same direction as the horse's nose. That's why I slow things down, because slowing it down emphasizes the exact direction and purpose Not only that, but hopping on the horse. And then connecting it to the blue sea, where the wind, to a place where the wind calls your name. You couldn't even hear the wind. It was blowing so hard that it was just interfering with the song that I was recording live. So Maurice Piers. It's 12:08. On May 14th, 2023. Mother's Day. 75th year anniversary of the nation of Israel becoming a nation again. It's wild horses on a roller coaster ride. And then it's Nibbles Woodaway, because that blue thing that John Kleck was showing at the same time when I was showing you the boat that Jacob Israel was pointing to get on the boat, get off the boat, get on the boat, because it's like getting on, getting you off a roller coaster ride, riding wild horses. He was pointing at that boat, telling you to get on the boat, but at the same time that was the Nibbles Woodaway, because it's in Wildwood, New Jersey, where the horses, the wild horses, and Nibbles Woodaway. There he is, hopping on my horse to a place where the wind calls your name. So right at this exact moment, the wind is definitely calling my name to go turn around and go back to the direction where we're laying at. Just quickly here, I'll go over the 3 minute. So I started here. There's a piece of sand, accident, tree, damage, roller coaster, wild horses riding, piece of glass being very sharp in the sand of the sea. But it's there, and that's the only piece of glass I've seen the entire way through. And we're going to lay down on the beach right by the water. The reason we didn't go is because you'll see this video's, I have it played all the way through. 2 minutes in, I'm showing you where I'm at. But before that, that's the first video where the parallel direction is going. It's not like he's going up on the roller coaster ride this time. He just wants to go in the same direction as the fence. So as a blue net sea is there at the wild horses, the wild horses in Pennsylvania, then in New Jersey is at the top, and it's the blue sea. So it's easy for me to show you the blue sea because I already know that portion of the video. But when I was doing the horse video, I had no idea what was there, and I can't even make this stuff up. So you can see I'm moving closer to the beach. I'm 2 minutes in. We determined within 5 minutes there's no way we can't lay here whatsoever. But I'm going to show you where we're at. You can even see my wife was getting pushed back. It's like she was getting pushed back by the wind. There it is. We're getting closer. Here we are. We're getting closer to the beach. Within the 2.5 minutes of me seeing that piece of glass. So I seen the piece of glass somewhere up in this area here. So that's why. And then the trash can is an orange thing to look down at. So I found that piece of glass. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Let me play this video then. Let me XApp it and go by faith, because I know this is going to happen. That's why it's exhausting sometimes. That's why I can't do it so often, because I know as soon as I do it, I have to dissect it. That's a lot of work. Oh, and on that video, he's nose to nose, so that's still lining up. So. And then the horse was like, just go, because it seemed like he knew I wasn't going to hop on it, go for a ride. It was like, just go. And that's why when you look at it, slow it down, Bino's going to go in the same direction as the fence. It's like perfection and parallelism. And then he's saying about turning around, and I'm turning around again. So there's a place where the wind calls my name. Took a drive in the dirty rain. The hunter will sin for your ivory skin. The deeper I spin, oh, so that's the beginning. Going, spinning. Took a place where the wind calls your name. Under the trees, the river laughing at you and me. Hallelujah, heaven's white rose, the doors you open, I just can't close. Again. And then the next scene, the Sandman's gonna match the Sandman scene is gonna match my sand scene. Just by having the same basic, it's like a basic cutout. And it's all gray and dark shadows. And then in the video from my Sand at the Seashore video at 12:09 May 14, 2023, there's a similar, I guess it's poop. It looks like it's poop. Doesn't matter what it is, but this isn't something that somebody else did. This is my video and my other video. And that was the last portion of the video you've seen until I put it to the camera. And then that also froze this camera. And then I brought it right back somehow to the same exact spot. Which was the last scene that you saw when that scene disappeared. And then not only is he going to go parallel direction of the fence that I'm going, as he's talking about, don't turn around again, don't turn around your gypsy heart. You're going to see that after he's going in this parallel direction, and I'm going to turn around the corner again for the second time, because the first time was when he was talking about turning around the corner. Deeper I spin. So I'm spinning a round corner the deeper I spin. Alright, so he's going to go in the hand direction movement in this way. Now he's going to hop on my horse. Because he took a ride in the dirty rain. Could have been hopping, riding on a horse in the dirty rain to a place where the wind calls your name. And that takes me back to where the wind was definitely calling my name, because accident waiting to happen. 4.5 minutes later, I'm looking down at this orange thing that Jonathan Kleck was talking about, as if like a god from just look down. It's like he's showing you this little tiny orange thing, like being a god standing up there, like, Robin, look down. And there's this orange thing with the name Bob on it, so that's the sponge Bob. This is a place where the wind was calling my name in order for me to go to the artwork, so I can have Jacob Israel show me the boat, show me Cory Barbee taking over with the new CEO of Twitter, X, app, world, and then Will Smith turning into spaghetti, all at the same time as I'm just pushing the record button going live. My stories sound like Jonathan Kleck stories, but mine aren't scripted. That's the only difference. Doing the same thing, but one scripted, one isn't.
And for taking care of our environment.
Within 4 minutes straight, so I played the video of who's going to ride my wild horses. Nose to nose, obviously. Nose to nose. go. So he's going, don't turn around again. He's going around the corner, and then he's going to actually turn as I'm turning around again. So here he is following the turn with his head, and then he's turning as well. Because I'm turning the corner. Look, this is how I directed the music videos. This is how I did it. I'm the director. I direct the steps. And then all you gotta do is just follow my steps, put different imagery in there that lines up with the same shape, shadows, size, color scheme, direction, angles. Now I turned around in the video because he said don't turn around, so I did exactly the opposite. And that's exactly what I did. I looked back because I seen the blue red sea again, the CNET. And there's the blue sea net again. So I spotted it. Spotted the blue sea net because I heard him say it. I'm like, blue sea net. But the first time around, I didn't know that a blue sea net was gonna. I didn't even know the words of the song. After 4 minutes and 46 seconds, we started walking up here because we needed to lay down over here in order to get away from the wind that was calling my name so much. Then I see Table Barabbas. I see Table Barabbas. Bar. It's the only one that says that. And then Jacob Israel is talking about Barabbas, same exact day.
Just making spaghetti out of it. Strange. Stranger still, Barbie, which translates to foreign woman, comes from the Latin word barbarous. It comes from the Latin word barbarous, which sounds a lot like Barabbas.
Bar on it.
This was before. I'm playing it in order. This was before I didn't watch the entire show of Jacob's video before I got to the shore. I seen the first 5 minutes, I think, of it. He said he was going to the beach, so I'm like, all right, I'm going. I'm gonna go ahead and play this, and then I get there, and now he's talking about Barabbas. So then that's why I went back.
Bail, and now she types in spaghetti and Will Smith, and I'm thinking that's interesting because types
Potter's
in spaghetti
Clay
and Will Smith, and I'm thinking that's interesting because this thing's making spaghetti out of like everything else around it.
And there's also a whale like Jonah.
making spaghetti out of it.
C9H3 and no.
Strange.
Adrenaline.
Still, Barbie, which translates to foreign woman, comes from the Latin word barbarous. It comes from the Latin word barbarous, which sounds a lot like Barabbas.
And then considering that's Corey Barbie, the backup channel for Jonathan Clegg.
A massive black hole making spaghetti of everything. People are calling out for Barabbas. Remember the story about Jesus Barabbas and then Jesus Christ where the pilot comes out with the sink? Who do you want? Right, we've had this. Who do we want? Elon.
So this is where we laid out at because the wind was blocking from because the wind that was calling my name, it was blocking it. So we actually got some good sun over there.
Bring the sink out. Same voice of the people's voice of God, right? Except for the fact, unless it comes to naming the CEO, I don't think a lot of people are too happy with his choice. But I guess as of this video right now, we don't really know who it is.
Sure do. It's Jonathan Clegg.
I'm not going to really go into it because I believe God's in charge of everything. So let's just kind of just expect that things are going to happen the way they're going to happen. It doesn't mean it's...
And as we're there, first thing is the sand, the glass, the boardwalk. So Jonathan Clegg was doing the video the day before, talking about a Morning Star boardwalk. So I'm walking on the boardwalk.
Yep.
He's talking about Christopher Green. He's talking about Christopher, Sergeant, Morning Star, and then you got Green up here. And then I showed you Christopher Green and Marina Abramovic are obviously the same people. John from Denver showed you the app that made a 96-point dead-on match. So I called that before I even knew there was an app to do that. Jonathan Clegg this is May 19th. I just took it from being private or unlisted. So, but it was on May 14th is when the original video was.
Virgil.
So that's Christopher Morningstar.
Christopher Morningstar.
And it says Greenway.
So, how
There it is.
fascinating that
Words.
Morningstar
So he's talking about the Morning Star on the boardwalk. And
is right there. I never would have seen it because I'd already walked where the highway was twice. But the Lord had me walk back to my car, and then as I was walking, it literally stopped me in my tracks. And I looked down, I'm like, what am I looking at? Just like the box tonight. It says Morningstar Boardwalk. Oddly enough, I look right over here, and it says Morningstar Boardwalk. And it says, as long as stars graze in the vault of heaven, so shall your honor, your name, and your praises endure. Virgil. I mean, do you guys find that just impossible? Let's look at all the... Okay, now, this is where you really... Okay, now just try praying around what's going on.
And so this is, I'm still going. Everything's new to me. Everything's live.
I read Revelation 22 and it says, the time is at hand. And the bride says in the comments. And then I did a video. I said, you cannot do that. You shall melt before him, nations of the galaxy. The Star-Lord will return. Then the...
So I stayed at the heart of Wildwood.
When I have these things happening, these things happening with the sun, with the moon, and with the stars and everything else, there's just so much hope that comes my way. Now, let me tell you why. A couple of days ago, when I was fiddling around looking into solar flares because I felt like something was coming, which, by the way, I think has to do with the heartbeat of the Earth.
The heart of Wildwood.
And when I have
Wildwood horses, the heart of wild chipper his name? Chippy Woodaway or something?
These things happening. You know, these things happening. I haven't even had any Pinot in like 12 days. I'm trying to tone up and cut up for summer, right? Dan and I are gonna have like hot bod summer this summer. That's what we're working on. I miss my yogurt pops though, I gotta be honest. But, you know, with the things that are going on.
So now what I'm doing at 13 minutes is I'm gonna walk back down. My wife is laying down. I'm gonna walk back down and then get some more footage of the areas. And then this is when Jacob is gonna start to show me about the boat. I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna play this recording again. The sound, the audio is terrible on it. Now I'm going back. And then Jacob's gonna start talking again. After 22 minutes,
Showed me how to edit on my phone so I can go anywhere now, right?
23 minutes of me just doing whatever other things. Now I'm gonna tap back into Jacob. Jacob's gonna show you what my future is in store for the next the next 4 minutes.
I'm not limited to this house. I'm gonna go to the beach today. That's why I've been looking a little rosy lately, because I've gone to the beach the last 2 times to edit my shows. I feel like I'm really living my life. I'm working hard, but I'm working smart. You should too. So this is where it gets really strange. Okay?
All right, so this is where it gets really strange. Pay attention.
Okay, so as I'm fiddling around, I find out there is this huge cosmic explosion, the likes of which the universe and the galaxy and everything charted has never seen. The biggest ever. The biggest ever. That sounds pretty, that's pretty spectacular, right? It is they identify the largest cosmic explosion ever observed. And there's 2 of them, because last year there was another one. That one they called Bum, which is interesting, because at around the same time, you know, that this cosmic explosion, the last one called Bo.
All right. Now this is Nibbles Woodaway, because
Same time, you know, that this cosmic explosion, the last one called Bo.
I can't find Nibbles Woodaway scene just yet, but then as I'm recording down at Beersheba, after recording through the XApp of Jacob pointing to the boat, which is right here, get on, get off the boat, get on, get off. 5.
Yo.
It also lines up with the boat. And I'm at Boathouse Row, right here. This is Wildwood, New Jersey, with the wild horse ride. You look at that. All right, let's see here. And at the same time, it's Nibbles Woodaway.
Herald to everybody to get ready for the storm.
And Boathouse Row, right here. And Herald, that always reminds me of May 21st, which is tomorrow, Sunday, May 21st, 2023, 10:37 p.m. I mean, I predicted 1,000 different 9/11 strikes on Philadelphia with the Twin Towers, Liberty 1 and 2. And even in this video, at some point, Jacob shows me the Twin Towers.
8 billion light years. before taking. I was just at the gym before taking.
But as he's talking about spaghetti, and then Will
And then the
Smith
spaghetti
lining up.
with Will Smith at the same time as I'm just recording with the X app.
Look down.
And then the day before, Jonathan Click saying, "Look down, it's over, it ends here." So there's, to me, that's the trash can, orange trash can. And then the piece of glass is right here. And he said it ends here. So the piece of glass I found, and then in the trash can, I threw it away. I didn't feel like carrying it with me.
And in my spirit, it was look down. And I'm like, look down at what? Look down right there. And I'm like, look down at what? Look down right there. And I'm like, look down at what? I'm like, look down.
And even as I'm showing you that, and this is the original footage, once I went to go put that piece of glass in the trash, you see me looking down, and Jonathan Click looking down, piece of glass, looking down.
Right there.
Look at that. That's pretty fascinating, ain't it? Because this is orange. It's an orange-ish, rusty type of trash can. Look down. I look down. There's a piece of glass in the sand of the sea, and then in Click's video, he shows you an indent in the glass. I mean, in the cement that looks like sand with a pyramid.
There, and I'm like, look down at what? So look down at the orange thing. Look down.
Look down at the orange thing. Look down, and it's identical. Piece of glass. And that's the first thing I seen in the sand. That Bino was saying, you're like a piece. You're like a sharp object in the sand of the seashore.
Look down. And then
Look down at
Thank
the
you for
orange
keeping
thing.
our
look down.
beach clean.
That's what we're working on. I miss my yogurt pops, though. I gotta be honest. But, you know, with the things that are going on, it's like we might as well enjoy the time that we have, right? So I'm going to the beach after I tape this, going to the beach today, and I'm gonna.
So that was May 13th that he recorded it. I went to the beach May 14th, and you'll see in around 2:37.
The last these things happening with the sun, with the moon, with the stars, and everything else. I'm just.
So it's 2:37 right now. And I said that I would meet you there at Morey Pier around 3. So we're getting ready to head out.
Boy, there's just so much hope that comes my way. Now, let me tell you why. a couple of days ago when I was fiddling around looking into solar flares because I felt like something was coming. Which, by the way, I think has to do with the heartbeat of the Earth, the Schumann resonance.
And the heartbeat of where we stayed at, Heart of Wildwood.
That one they called Boat, which is interesting because at around the same time, you know, that this seismic explosion, the last one called B-O-A-T. I was saying, everybody, it's time to get in the boat, get out of the boat. It's like, you know, it's kind of like getting in the ark.
Get in the boat, get out of the boat. That's exactly what these people do. In this boat here, these people, well, they're dummies, but you get in the boat, get out of the boat. It's in Wildwood. He just pointed to the boat live on my X app from a pre-recorded video because obviously he knew I was going to walk by that boat.
It was kind of like the
Going to the beach.
herald to everybody to get ready.
Kind of like the Herald there, May 21st. Get ready tomorrow. Oh, yeah. So if you see a second 9/11 Philly, don't be surprised. That's all. Just first Liberty 1, Liberty 2, 17th JFK, William Penn Building, those areas there. But nothing's ever happened so far.
For the storms that were coming. So the boat was there. But you know what this one is called? They call it Barbie.
So Barbie, and then Corey Barbie, and Scary Barbie, and Barabbas, as Jacob's saying. But Jacob's going to cause all those to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. Because it's like he's telling you who's the CEO. And yeah, you can act like that wasn't you. Dancing, Elon Musk. Robbins, that's not me. I'm not Elon. It's Robbins. Hey, crazy, man. So Elon's given it's like Elon would be the ruler of, I don't know, Jupiter or something, or Mars or something out of the earth. And then the angel of the bottomless pit's going to rise up, take over. And with Twitter taking over the Bird app, Twitter, and the Noahide laws. But remember, wounded head did live. That's why one beast is going to give power over to the other in the presence of them. And then you're not going to be able to buy or sell without the mark, either on your forehead or...
Scary Barbie, actually. It's the Explosion AT 2021 LWX. Is a fireball 100 times the size of our solar system, 10 times brighter than a supernova. Do you know what Barbie? You know what Barbie means? The name Barbie, right? And we got the movie Barbie.
And then as soon as he said movie Barbie, I moved him before he said it, and then Barbie. You got the B right there in the background. And you got the 153 fish right there.
And we got the movie Barbie.
I don't even know how that's up there.
Now we got this food.
And then Jacob had the soundtrack like, woo! Because when people go up down a roller coaster, like, woo!
Super wild explosion happening. Spaghettifying. That's what it is. It's like it's become this black hole, this massive.
Now, he said spaghetti, so now I'm looking for spaghetti. I'm looking like, all right, where's spaghetti at? Because you just said it. I just seen the boat that you were pointing at. Live, I was catching on. But again, afterwards, I know I'm going to show something you're going to talk about through faith. And then...
massive black hole that's making spaghetti of the universe.
At 1335...
wild explosion happening. Spaghettifying. That's
spaghettifying. So at 135, 1335 in on the X app. I'm just, again, it's just playing through. You talking about spaghetti?
That's what it is. It's like it's become this black hole, this massive black hole that's making spaghetti of the universe. And then somebody on Twitter, I think this person right here. I'm sorry, your name's escaping me.
Your name's escaping me
right now. Was
as you're showing Barbie. Come on, Barbie, right? And then here's the star. the morning star, the boardwalk, the 5-pointed star.
It's like, Jacob, I was just watching Will Smith turning into spaghetti. And I go, that's weird, because I was just at the gym before taping the show. Before she sent me that little @Jacob tweet.
And there's spaghetti. A spaghetti amount of handrails.
Months wearing a Bel Air shirt. And I
All spaghetti. Rails. And then right before that, it was the boat. Get in the boat. Get in. Get out. Get in. Get out of the
explained to
boat.
him what Bel was. Bel Air. Baal Air. Right? Baal Air. Baal. The Lord of this world. The God of this world. Not the God, the wrong one. The one that, they sent the Arch of Baal all over the place. It's like the Baal worship. It's like false gods. And I explained it to him, and I talked to him about the Oscars. Then another guy chimes in. Next, Barbie, which translates to foreign woman, comes from the Latin word barbarous. It comes from the Latin word barbarous, which sounds a lot like Barabbas. Supermassive black hole.
On it.
And then that ties into before I even seen that, I already experienced what he was talking about with Barabbas.
Stranger still went out for Barabbas. Remember the story about Jesus, Barabbas, and then Jesus Christ, where the pilot comes out with the sink? Who do you want? Right? We've had.
Remember when we already reenacted that years in the past? Remember that when we already did that?
Elon, bring the sink out.
What do you want, Elon? Bring Elon out?
Same voice of the people's voice of God, right? Except for the fact, unless it comes to naming the CEO, I don't think a lot of people are too happy with his choice. But I guess as of this video right now, we don't really know who it is. I'm not going to really
John Clark,
because I believe God is
Corey Hardy.
So let's just kind of just expect that things are going to happen the way they're going to happen.
So the roller coaster ride is called the Great White. And then the other one on the other side is called the Sea Serpent. Now that one there looks like a whale. So that looks like a whale getting swallowed up by a great big fish. See the whale here? Get on the boat, get off the boat, get in the ark. Here comes the great big fish. It's going to swallow everybody up.
Baal Air, right? Baal Air, Baal, the Lord of this world, the God of this world. Not the God, the wrong one. The one that, they sent the Arch of Baal all over the place. It's like, because at around the same time, that this big explosion, the last one called Boat, B-O-A-T, I was saying, everybody, it's time to get in the boat, get out of the boat. It's like, it's kind of like getting in the ark. It was kind of like the herald to everybody to get ready for the storms that were coming. So
Spirit was look down, and I'm like, look down at what? Look down right there, and I'm like, look down at what? Look down right there, and I'm like, look down at what?
So the shadow is the same. Orange thing, the trash can, the piece of glass in the sand of the sea. Get in the boat, get in the ark. It's the same exact, also the same type of design as Boathouse Row. Get in the ark, get in the boat. Where
I was saying, everybody, it's time to get in the boat, get out of the boat. It's like it's kind of like getting in the ark. It was kind of like
getting in the ark.
Look down. All right, let's see here.
That's so perfect. It's insane.
The herald to everybody to get
The Herald camping, exactly.
ready.
These are the things that
for
happen to me.
storms that-
Hell,
All the time.
hell rides are coming.
Morning Piers is where I'll be. I'll see you there around 3. If Morning Piers is where I'll be.
242.
I'll see you there around 3. If you ever want to meet face to face, Happy Mother's Day, peace and grace.
So I met face to face in Wildwood. I met Jacob Israel and Jonathan Kleck at the same time, face to face, exactly where they're meeting together. The both of them met me there, and I met the both of them at the same exact time on Mother's Day and on the 75th year anniversary of Nation of Israel becoming a nation again, with a piece of glass stuck in the sea to finish the second portion of the video at the end. So the beginning and the ending and the beginning intertwined together, where I did the first part of the video first, and then the last part of the video was the beginning of the words of the actual video of Who's Gonna Ride My Wild Horses. In the very beginning, it starts off a few paragraphs, and then you're like a piece of glass in the sand left in the beach. And that's what I found. And then I found, by pushing the record button and going by faith and just for some reason knowing what to play, and then it plays exactly with what had already been recorded in the past, as they show me these things in the future, what I'm going to do in pre-recorded videos. So May 14th is when this was made. I just didn't get a chance to read it off to
Dear Ms. Stern, Krista Rena, O'Greenavic.
because, as you can see here, the recording was made on May 13th, the day before, and it's talking about two monsters. And I'm saying, I'll meet you there, Maurice Pier.
Mr. Clean.
That's my name. Clean stuff up. So the day before, I had faith that I was going to meet them there. And then that's exactly what I did.
Dear, I'll see you there. Morning Piers is where I'll be. I'll see you there around 3.
So doesn't Christopher Green, isn't that, as Stephen James says, the green serpent is what it represents, but Christopher Green, and then Christopher, the morning star, and Jonathan Kleck talking about the boardwalk and the morning star, and Christopher, and showing you Green Way, which is Marina Abramovic, which is one of the twins. So Christopher Green, Marina Abramovic, Jonathan Kleck, and then you got Jacob Israel, who is going to cause all those to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And as the beast, system, the beast, the false prophet, the dragon, and the dragon was standing on the sand of the seashore. I was standing on the sand of the seashore also, and I saw a beast rising up from out of the sea. And the other one, I seen the other one have 2 horns like a lamb. I seen the other one having 2 horns like a lamb. Spoke like a dragon.
I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea.
The dragon stood on the shore of the sea, and I saw Revelation 13. The dragon stood on the shore of the sea, and I saw a beast coming out of the sea. It had 10 horns and 7 heads, with 10 crowns on its horns, and on each head a blasphemous name. The beast I saw resembled a leopard, but had feet like those of